Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, but you can call me Pajama Grandma. In case we haven't met yet, go and put hashtag pajama in the comments below. This is actually day 353 of me documenting my journey as I transition from brick and mortar corporate world and small business ownership to the online world of business and business success. And there's some similarities, but there's a whole lot of differences in how we do things online versus offline. There's a whole lot of efficiency and advantages to doing things online, and that's why I now help businesses that are predominantly offline to add an online component to their business, because it's so powerful in terms of what they can do and systems that they can create and efficiencies and resources that they can save. It's just mind-boggling the cool things that you can do. But as you know, if you've been following me at all, I'm in the middle of a physical home and office move, and it's a huge project. It's such a big project. And I ran across, as I was cleaning my office yesterday, my list of room by room things we need to do to the house to fix it up, to sell it. And it's a really nice house. I'm not going to lie. I live in a really nice house. I love my house, but it's the house I had with my family when my kids were growing up and when I was married. And now that I'm divorced, I don't need a big house. I need a house that I'm comfortable in, because I'd rather travel and do some cool things than be sticking and doing and worrying about my house all the time. And I don't have to worry about it, but I don't want to worry about it and think about it at all. I just want to move on and downsize. And I also want to eliminate about 80% to 90%. I waffle between 80 and 90% of the things that I own, the material things that I own. Because the truth is, I don't use 80% of the things I own. It's fascinating to me, the whole 80-20 principle. I learned about the 80-20 principle, the Pareto principle, back in college. And that was, over 35 years ago. I hate to admit that, but I was in college over 35 years ago. And I learned about the Pareto principle that people have, turned into. Perry Belcher's the one I think that's done the best job monetizing that theory and that principle. But there's other people too. Thousands of people have gone on to create products and services based on the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule. And it's so true. 80% of what I own, I do nothing with. 20% of everything I own, I use, and that's it. But the 80-20 principle applies to pretty much everything. That was my whole point of that. So anyway, I decided yesterday I got so enamored in going through my office and cleaning my office, because I was going to have it done 3 days ago, which of course, whenever we're looking at a project, we need to double or triple the amount of time we actually think it's going to take us versus when we first think it's going to take us a certain amount of time, because it inevitably takes 2 to 3 times longer than we think it's going to, especially when it comes to things like moving. So I actually had to make a list today on my envelope of things that I need to do to catch up on, so that I don't ignore them, like my Women's Summit, while I am also doing this move. And it's hard to balance certain things. I've been doing for about a year now. I learned about the one thing from a very good friend of mine and one of my coaching students. And so I've been using okay, what is the one main thing I need to do today that if I knock that domino down, it'll make everything else unnecessary. So I've been using that instead of my old, 400 item to-do list. And it's been really good. It's a lot less stressful for me. And I always feel a sense of accomplishment because I always get my one thing done. And then anything else I do on top of that is like added bonus. And I feel really good about it because I've gotten more done than I had to get done. It's just kind of a little mind game that I play with myself. But today I'm like, nope, I've got to make a list so that I at least think about these things while I'm going about my packing and moving and doing things. So today, I need a name for a 365-day thing that I'm doing online with Facebook Live and with my podcast about doing one thing a day that makes you happy. Last year was my do one thing a day that scares you, to stretch my comfort zone. This year, I'm doing one thing a day that makes me happy. So we're going from fear and scared and scarcity to abundance and gratitude and happiness. And I love that switch, but I don't have a name for it. Today I just called it Happy Every Day. Do one thing a day that scares you, and then the name of the day. I'm going to ask for names. If anybody has a cool name or idea for that, that would be awesome. Because it's just like, I just named the daily do one thing a day that scares you, Daily Scare Share. And I don't think that was a great name, but it's the only thing I could think of when I started it. And so then I just carried it throughout the year. I would rather have a great name and carry it throughout the year than just happy every day. I guess I don't think happy every day. It doesn't excite me. It doesn't feel awesome to me. So I'm looking for a name for that. I also need a call to action with that every day. One of the things I didn't do last year was I made thousands of videos. Like I think it was well over 1,000. Probably, I'm going to add it up, but I didn't add it up. But I made a lot of videos last year. And I would say 98% of them, if not 99% of them, had no call to action. No, hey, follow me. All I would have to say is follow me on Facebook, follow me on LinkedIn, check out my page, check out my website, check out my funnel, check out anything. But I didn't do that. So I have to get really good about call to actions today. So I need to do that. And then I am thinking about moving this particular segment from my Be Me to Thrive page, which is an obscure page, which I did because I was scared to do videos. I'm thinking about moving it to my Sharon Horne-Ellstrom page. I have a page named Sharon Horne-Ellstrom, my name, which is What's She Up To Now, SHE, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. So I'm thinking about, I'm not so scared anymore to share what I'm doing. Maybe it's time to turn off my loud alarm because I'm talking so much and move that to my Sharon Horne-Ellstrom page. So I think in the next week or so, I will actually move this segment to my Sharon Horne-Ellstrom page. And I would like a name for that too. I would like a name that tells people what it's about, what I'm doing. What's she up to now? Yeah, that tells people what I'm doing, but it's all about me. I don't want it to be all about me. I want it to be all about how can what I'm sharing help you to create the business that you want, the online business that you want, create the life that you want, improve the business that you already have that you want to add an online component to. I want this year to be all about you and my journey of growing and developing and creating something to be something that you can learn from and that will help you to do what it is that you want to do with your life. So I need a new name for that, and I want to move that to the Sharon Horne-Ellstrom page. I've got to contact the women on the Women's Summit. I've got bunch of interviews I still need to do, and I need to fit them in with my moving schedule and my coaching student schedule and everything else. So I need to get a hold of the ladies that haven't submitted their questions for the book yet. And that's what I'm using as my litmus test. I just need to remind them I need that, because as soon as I get that, then we schedule your interview. And we've got I want 30 done for the launch. So, because I think this is a huge topic for women business owners. It's a huge topic for any business owner, but women business owners are no different. And the whole topic of customers is huge. And I want us to really nail this and do an absolutely excellent job on this to help women put the challenge of customers behind them once and for all. Then there's the 30-day One Funnel Away challenge is being launched again. ClickFunnels is relaunching that. I did it last time as part of the beta test, and I've been kind of going back and forth as to whether I want to do it and promote it and then do it again with another group of people. And I've just been doing a real soft rollout with that. So I'm going to have to check my account and see if I've got anybody in that. And if I do, then I have to go hard on it, and I'm going to do it for sure. But if I don't, I might just stick with the Women's Summit and focus my energy on that. And then do my own. I'm actually thinking of adding after the summit, a 30-day challenge of our own. And I think that might be a better fix. I'd like to do a 30-day customer challenge for the people that participate in the summit to actually put into their businesses and put into effect and take action on the things that we learn in a 30-day period, and see what a huge impact that will make on their lives and on their businesses, because I guarantee it will make an impact. But it only makes an impact if you do it, if you take the action, if you do the steps, if you put the little things in place that can make all the difference for your business. And then I was thinking as I woke up this morning all about procrastination and putting things off and denial and running away, and the different ways that people avoid facing challenges. And so I might do a podcast or something on that tomorrow, because I, like everybody else, do some of those things. I put things off. I procrastinate. I deny things are happening. I should have moved out of this house probably 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, 5 or 6 years ago. So I like to think I'm kind of the queen of putting things off, denial, and procrastination, right? So maybe there's a couple of things that I'm learning about that and about myself that I could share that would help you to make sure that you number one, notice when something is happening like that in your life, because I subconsciously knew all along that I should have been doing this and should have been doing this and I should have been moving, and I wanted to move, and it was in my own best interest, but I put it off and put it off and put it off and put it off, and it never got any easier. It's not any easier now than it would have been 5 years ago. I actually think it would have been easier 5 years ago, but I don't have the luxury of having done it 5 years ago. So now I just have to make the best of it and figure it out now. And that's what we have to do with everything in life. So I think I'll do a piece on that. Maybe tomorrow my Supersize Your Business will be about ways we avoid challenges and ways we avoid obstacles, or how we deal with obstacles in a negative way. And then maybe the day after that, I'll do how do we deal with obstacles in a positive way and make sure that they work out in our favor. Because the world wants us to have what we want. The world wants us, not the world, but the universe. Let's say the universe. Let's say the world is all the way things are in reality to other people and normal. And the universe is our well-being, and the world that we want to live in is, it really wants us to have a great life and a great life experience. The universe and our soul and our inner being wants us to have a great experience. It's the stuff outside of us that tries to convince us sometimes that life has got to be just this hard rat race challenge that we have to struggle through every single day. And I think that's complete and utter nonsense. And so I'm choosing this year to not live that way, not live like life is a struggle. Because guess what? The universe does support me. It supports me in everything I do. Even when I make stupid choices and stupid decisions, I have to laugh because they turn out okay, because the universe and my family and people that love and care about me, they always have my back in some way, shape, or form. And it's almost like I have to test it sometimes to make sure that they do, which, you know what? Enough. Let's quit testing the universe. Let's quit testing our lives. Let's quit making things more difficult for ourselves. And let's just enjoy our lives and create what we want, instead of letting other things flim-flam us around and make us feel miserable and like we're not good enough or don't deserve it or something. That's it. That's my thoughts for today. I've got to get to work on this office. I have got other commitments today that I have to do a mastermind call. I've got coaching students. I've got to get a hold of these women so we can knock out the rest of these interviews, so that I can then put all the pieces together and make sure that this is an awesome event for everybody that participates, because it's free. So why not learn how to get customers for free, right? Well, some people won't because they don't know that they need customers, but they'll figure it out pretty quickly. It doesn't take long to figure out that if you don't have customers or people that are paying attention to you, you don't have a business. That's it. Talk to y'all tomorrow.